Hi, in this immigration update video, I wanted to talk about the government's new proposed points-based system. Now, for us immigration practitioners, you may be thinking, well, we've had a points-based system for years, so what is changing? Well, I'd encourage you to have a look at the government's policy paper, which I'll link below this video, dated the 19th of February this year, which sets out the changes. And there's also a helpful House of Commons Library briefing paper called The New Points-Based Immigration System, which was published on the 12th of May 2020, which I'll also link below this video. So what is changing? Well, from the 1st of January 2020, free movement ends, and this new points-based system will apply to non-EU and EU nationals. The government are not introducing a general low-skilled route, and perhaps low-skilled, that's a difficult term and a controversial term. Perhaps a low-paid route would be a better description. Instead, they're effectively relying on resident labour for any gaps there, or those who've benefited under the EU settlement scheme. So what have the government done? They've reduced the salary threshold from 30,000 to 25,600, or the going rate, whichever is higher. They've also removed the cap and the resident labour market test. And they've also reduced the skill level from RQF 6, which is degree level, to RQF 3, which is A level or AS level. So this is the skilled work that is currently dealt with under Tier 2. So what's all this thing about an Australian style points-based system? Well, in fact, like our current points-based system, the points are pretty meaningless, because actually some of the characteristics are fixed and you have to get them. So if you look at the policy paper, there's a table of characteristics. You've got to get 70 points, but the first 50 points are fixed. There's an offer of a job by an approved sponsor. That's worth the first 20 points, and that's fixed. It's not tradable. So actually, if you're an employer and you haven't got a sponsor license, in preparation for this is something you may need to do to make sure you've got access to foreign labour. Secondly, the job at the appropriate skill level, that's not tradable. 20 points, it's fixed, you have to get that. And thirdly, the applicant must speak English at the required level. That's worth 10 points. Again, it's fixed. So that's the first 50 points. Now, the remaining 20 points these are tradable points, they call them. This is where there is some flexibility. So if your salary is 25,600, or the going rate, whichever is the highest, you will get the 20 points and you're home and dry. What about some flexibility? Well, you get some discounts. If you're a job in a shortage occupation, you get 20 points, or if you've got a PhD in a STEM subject relevant to the job, you get 20 points. For those people, there's a 20% income reduction, so they have to earn 20,480, or the going rate. If you've got a PhD in a non-STEM subject, which is relevant to your job, you get a 10 points and you get a 10% reduction. So the other 10 points is made up by a salary of over 23,040, or the going rate. So have a look at those tables. So you've got the fixed characteristics in terms of approved sponsor, appropriate skill level, English language, and then you've got the tradable, where you've got your salary of 25,600, or the going rate, or your shortage occupation, or PhD in a STEM, or a lesser reduction for PhD in a non-STEM subject. What about other routes? Well, we've got Appendix W, the innovators and the startups. They're very difficult, as we've talked about in a number of previous videos and seminars. Added to Appendix W now is the global talent route. That's the expanded version of the exceptional talent route, and that will be open to, after 2021, to EU migrants as well as non-EU. The government have also talked about having a broader unsponsored route for the highly skilled, but they're going to consult on that, and that's not out yet. Tier 4 students remain. Tier 5 youth mobility will remain, and things like the seasonal agricultural scheme have been expanded. But these are the current proposals. Again, points-based system is probably a misnomer. You've got these fixed characteristics and these tradable characteristics. Have a look at the policy paper as I've set out. Have a look at the House of Commons briefing paper, which gives some more detail. But that's what's coming in 2021.